driving a 2000 Honda S2000, which if that sounds familiar, yeah, they actually built this car for the celebration of the millennium. That was kind of like the way they described it and why they built it. They wanted to build a really pure two-seat roadster that could kind of compete with the Miata in one way, but make it more thrilling than the Miata. But the thing is about the S2000 is that the AP1 generation is the one we're in today. I've never actually done the AP1 S2000, and I figured this was a great opportunity to try it out. So what makes the AP1 different than the AP2? Well, one is cup holders. The motor in the AP1 revs to 9,000 RPM, while the AP2 is a little bit lower. S2000 purists go, no. AP1 is like the one because you can do that. AP1 is also considered kind of the more dangerous one. A lot of people kind of get a little overzealous with these things and they yeet themselves off a mountain. With the AP1 and knowing its history, knowing that a lot of people can easily screw up, nice voice crack, but the shifter in the S2000 might be my favorite shifter from production of all time. There's just something about it, but if you don't beat the snot out of the S2000, it does not like you. It's one of the few cars out there where the harder you drive it, it truly does like you. Only bad thing is that the AP1s in particular had quite a bit of snap oversteer if you weren't careful, so that's how a lot of people spin these things out. It just feels so healthy. Like it's naturally aspirated. It feels like it wants you to drive it harder at every moment. Like when I drive it normally, it seems upset. It's like, I don't want to do this. Can we please, like, can we go? It's like a little kid who's ready to go to an amusement park and they're just not there yet. And they're asking, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? And that's how the tachometer is in this thing too. The S2000 is almost a tragedy because it's Honda's, in my opinion, last truly raw enthusiast car. Sure. Lots of people crashed them, lots of people messed up. It was naturally aspirated, now more people are going turbo. But at the same time, the Type R, in comparison to the S2000, if you put somebody in the Type R and then you put somebody in the S2000, they wouldn't even think it's the same brand, in my opinion. Honda is such a different company than it was 20 years ago. I can't believe it's been 20 years actually. And I think it's kind of sad. That's just me though. What makes this AP1 special? It has a Voltex front bumper, but what's even more interesting to me is, sure, Voltex front bumper, you can get that off the shelf. It's a little difficult to get, but you can find them. The rear over fenders, well, quote unquote over fenders, are actually front Honda Civic EK fenders molded into the body. So instead of having, you know, riveted on over fenders that look really, you know, race car, or even just molded over fenders, they decided to take something from a different Honda and see how it would look on this. And honestly, I had no flippin' idea when I first saw the car. It looks very natural, it's all blended in, and also this white color is gorgeous on this thing. The car was originally the silver color that came on the S2000s, and actually every single AP1 I've ever encountered was the silver color. So I guess some things don't change, right? I think white on the S2K, man, they slept on that. I think they should have made way more of them in white, because there's just something about it with the curves. It's got hips, it looks beautiful, and with these kind of made over fenders, you could call them, I guess, you could fit bigger wheels and tires on it. One thing about a car is, when you don't notice something right off the bat on a project car, to me, that speaks volumes because it looks natural with the car. If you have to go up to it and ask the owner, oh wait, did you retrofit this, or did you put this on yourself and it looks OEM? That's a compliment, in my opinion. I absolutely love the taillights on this though. They're these LED circles with just a black surface. So in what my brain went to was actually the Mazda RX-7, because those were production. I always forget that they had these dark taillights that nowadays would never fly with DOT or anything like that. But on this S2000, they look completely black when they're parked, which adds really nice contrast with the white. We also have a Voltex wing on the back, which everybody loves. And Here's the thing about wings on S2000s. I feel like for some reason, you know, you could drive a Miata, right? And you can put this giant, obnoxious wing on it. And people would be like, oh, that's a stupid racer. That's just a dumb car. Then you put a big giant wing on S2000, it always gets a pass. Like, for some reason, it just fits the body lines. Because if you look at the S2000's factory, it has this beautiful long hood, that, you know, like a roadster should. And then has this short, chubby butt. And so if you add something to it, like a rear lip or a wing, it kind of completes everything, in my opinion. And with Aero, it helps too. Also, we gotta talk about, every single time we get an S2000, we have to talk about the digital tachometer. The digital tach in this thing makes you go, oh wait, I'm not there yet, I'm not there yet, I'm not there yet, I'm still not there yet, because it goes all the way across the dash. And what's also neat is a lot of people retrofit these in Civics sometimes, and it looks really nice. The AP1 makes less torque than the AP2, and that's what actually causes AP1 owners and AP2 owners fight each other, is because, no, my AP2 has more torque. My AP1 is more fun to drive because I rev it higher. AP2 guy goes, no, yours is more dangerous, I don't want it. So it's this constant thing of preference with these two cars. But here's the thing, they've still held their value. They're still almost just as expensive sometimes. With low mileage S2000s, if you go on Bring a Trailer or something, people are paying crazy money for them. It's pretty intense. All right. 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, reset. I'm still not there yet. That was 8,000. Okay, that was sick. So in second, I have a lot of room. That was short shifting it. I was like maybe 200 RPM off. All right, so now that I've been a veteran of the AP2, if you think about it, I've driven a supercharged one, I've driven a turbocharged one, I've done an NA build with Aero on it, I've done a bone stock one, I've done it all with the AP2. And I never really thought that I was missing out driving the AP1. And that might sound like blasphemy, because you're like, no, that's the original one. Look, they're similar, but they're different at the same time. They're similar driving experiences, but it's not until you rev it all the way out you really notice a difference. And the F-Series engine's great. Like, you cannot go wrong with these. They sound great. I think, for some reason, I always thought the F-Series engine sounded way better than, say, the B-Series or the K-Series. They have that rasp to them. But also, if you do this kind of mod where you recirculate everything, it takes a lot of that rasp out, which is nice. So you let off throttle at all. Brakes are really good. You let off throttle at all, the whole rear end unloads. So I could totally see somebody who didn't know what they were doing freaking just going around a corner and getting nervous and letting off. I think that's the problem for a lot of beginner drivers who get in an S2000, is that they don't understand that with the short wheelbase that you can rotate real fast. If you don't add that throttle and you're putting that power down and squatting the car down, and you just start floating up and then you come around. That's my theory. If anybody's out there with S2000, let me know if I'm accurate or not. But yeah, let me know, because that's what it sure does feel like. Third gear goes on forever. Another thing I would like to add is that there's 173,000 miles on this thing. Look at it. It doesn't make any sense. This thing looks like the man garaged it every day. He took care of it. No, he drives it to events. He drives it to car events. Sorry about that, I scraped back there. But he drives it to car events. He does all these things with it. He enjoys the car. Is the MoMo wheel in this? I really thought that the S2000 wheel, like the normal one, was like the best Honda wheel they ever made. I don't know, man. I think this MoMo is a little bit more comfortable. And I'm not just saying that because, oh, it's a cool aftermarket wheel. I really mean it. it adds a little bit more seating position because the wheel that's factory is big. With the white color, I think the soft top, since it's black, looks really good on it. Soft tops on convertibles, yikes a lot of the times. Like, especially like the 350Z, like you have an egg and then it's just like this. The S2000, somehow they managed to get the soft top to have a nice shape to it and come up really nice. Then you have the spoon hard tops a lot of people try to get their hands on, which I drove back in January. Only downside about those is that they creak and rattle a lot. So when you ride in like a spoon S2000, dude, it's like creaking and bouncing all the time. So that's the kind of trade-off you have. You have this really cool fastback look, and you also can't get into your trunk without taking the top off. So that's not cool. Well, these are seat covers. So you might notice this 2000 typically has a hole right here, right on the headrest. Actually really well done seat covers because it tricked me, it fooled me, but it's by Clasio, and they make seat covers for cars like the S2000. Only difference, if you want to get all nerdy about it, the main difference between the AP1 and the AP2 is the motor, like I said earlier. They act different, but what makes them different? Well, the F20 is what's in this car, a 2.0 liter. That's why Honda engines have numbers next to the letters. Then you have the F22 and the AP2. So in my opinion, that's the easiest way to remember it, is at the 22 AP2. More twos, AP2. And then with the AP1, you go, oh yeah, it's the one with the 2.0 because it can rev higher with lower displacement. But nowadays with modern technology, you have higher displacement motors revving out to 8,500 and stuff. This was before all that. And at one point, the S2000 had the naturally aspirated record for 4 cylinders of being the most powerful all-motor 4-cylinder. And actually at one point, I believe, I might be getting this wrong, had the actual power per displacement record at one point as well. The car also has function form type 2s, they for coilovers, excuse me, and they are fully adjustable, you know, all that good stuff. You're smart, you understand coilovers. So on that note, what do you guys think about the AP1 S2000 in comparison to the AP2? Go ahead, say it in the comment section below. Debate all you want about it. I want to see what you guys have to say, and I will see you guys next time, and take it easy. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye. This video is brought to you by Patterson Car Care. Get double of premium original detail product for half the price. Head over to PattersonCarCare.com or go to the link in the description below.